We're back on Values in Action with our community panel that consists of Barbara Marlowe, who's the Director of Community Engagement at Dworkin and Bernstein Law Firm, Ohio Lawyers Give Back, and Renee Dryja, who is the editor and publisher of the Learning Post, looking at a community of assets. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we want to talk about Mort November, Iris November, and what their kind of giving and their values mean for our community. So I'll just open it up to you. What does it all mean?
Well, I think that this is a couple that shows that you don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to own a business to reach out to others around you. I think that all of us can find someone or something that we can engage ourselves in and help to make that person have a good day, have a better day. And the benefit to all of that is that, and it's kind of selfish, I guess, is that it really makes you feel good to reach out.
Well, happiness comes from making someone
Exactly
else
right.
happy. If we understood that, then life always falls into place. But don't we wait for us to get out of the workplace and then volunteer for Red Cross or some poor place? It seems like doing good always limited to helping poor, helping sick. Why can't we spread the goodness at workplace? Why can't we spread the goodness wherever we are, whether we are in the midst of crowd?
I think sometimes people are so involved in their work and what they're doing that they don't have time to sit and think about their coworkers. And so many times during the course of any day, somebody could have a problem at work, could be suffering, could not be feeling well. And I think it's good to be intuitive to those that are around you at work.
Well, all the more
and
reason,
reach
if you're not
out.
feeling well, you can make a cup of coffee for someone else.
Exactly right.
That smile will put smile on you.
Well, let's contrast with Mort and his wife Iris. They're retired individuals. So they have a lot of time on their hands, although they're very busy with their projects. Does being busy at work interfere with being good?
No, it doesn't. Attitude, which is the key to the whole thing, is how you approach something, how you feel about something. If you walk into somewhere and you've got a smile on your face, or you're walking down the street, this is something that people laugh at me, but I walk down Euclid Avenue and I say hi. Some people smile at me, and this one lady said thank you, and that happened about a week ago. It's attitude, and when you come in with a negative attitude, you not only convey it to the other person, but it makes you feel worse.
Right.
And what you need to do is, yes, you're busy. You're busy at the job, but you're sitting with other people. You're sitting next to other people. Answer a question with a smile.
Right.
Answer a question with a positive input. When you finish a sentence, have an uplift tone as opposed to, and this is all stuff you can control,
Right.
no matter who
And
you
it's
are.
better for you.
Yes, it makes you feel better.
It's better for you.
Well, just as Mort November says that he gives, but his giving is all about building relationships.
Yes.
How do we get people in the workplace and in our community to understand that message that it's not what you take from a relationship, it's what you give to a relationship that is going to enhance your life and ultimately enhance our community? How do we convey that message?
I think part of it is our own action, and what I heard from Iris November, she says, we have dreams. Everybody has dreams. But the passion to make the dream come true is what it takes. And if you are up, if you come forward to someone, you say hello, you just talk to people. Talk to the person next to you. And it'll start to convey, and some of them will ask you, what's with you today? I don't know. I just got up on the right side of bed this morning. Oh, and they start to laugh. And it's creating an atmosphere and then taking it further.
But not only that, see, our life, we always based on success. But life is not about succeeding as much as it is not accepting failures. If that thought process is understood, then suddenly life falls into place. the day we accept failure, we are doomed.
Oh, yes.
And success by itself is the end by itself, but life is not end by itself. Life is a journey. And that's why it is more important in everyone's mind to look at life as an ongoing battle, not to accept failures under any circumstances, and eventually we will win.
Well, a case in point is with Mort November, because I asked him when we were on one of our commercial breaks, I don't know if you heard, I asked him, was his life different before his daughter and then wife both died within 19 months? And he said, yes, I was a different person. It took 2 deaths to turn me into this individual. So even Mort before was probably very, very busy with his insurance career, moving from client to client, and not necessarily looking back and saying, how am I building relationships? How am I building community? How am I adding value to this thing that we call Northeast Ohio? I'm not sure that many of us ask, whatever our circumstances are, if we're unemployed, if we're employed, if we're successful, if we're a student, how am I adding value to another individual, to my little neighborhood, maybe to my family?
See, the major thought process for us is don't wait for us to have a tragedy in our life. Understand the purpose of life is to make a difference. And we don't make a difference for others' sake. That's why it's less important to wait for a thank you to come back. We make a difference for our own sake. I feel better about myself when I make a difference to others. We should actually be thankful to others who allow us to make a difference, because that is the whole reason that I feel better about myself.
I also think that, and I'll use your word failures there, sometimes some of the bad things that happen help to build our character and can make us more passionate, compassionate, and more understanding of what other people go through.
Right.
So I think sometimes to take a look at some of those bad things that happen in our lives are really is really a growing experience, and something that's going to propel us to do better and to make a difference.
First, I want to thank Mort November for inspiring this conversation, and I want to thank both of you for joining us on this panel. And in a moment, Ratanjit and I will be back with some final words. Welcome back to Values in Action. And Ratanjit, I want to turn to you to ask, how do we take these values from Mort November and Iris November and generalize them to all of Northeast Ohio so people can relate to them?
Well, the major thing, what I got from Mort is not only he is giving back, but he is very passionate about what he does. And he gets involved. See, just giving charity many times can be very cruel. I come from India. There are so many beggars, millions of beggars. People just give them money. They really do not take them out of that begging and put them to something purposeful. So when we give, we need to also be involved and make a difference. And ultimately, making a difference is the key to our human survival, because ultimately we are all part of the same one. And we don't need to wait for adding value to the community when we have a lot of wealth and power. We can make a difference wherever we are by getting involved, helping your person who is next to us working, or our neighbor, or our community. But get involved, because we are all part of the same one.
Just help one other person.
Yes.
Whatever your wealth level is, whatever your health level is,
Exactly.
wherever your mindset is, just reach out and help one other person.
Anywhere you have an opportunity to bring smile in someone, anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, make someone else happy, because ultimately that is what is going to make us happy.
And that's going to build a better society for all of us.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Join us next week on Values in Action.